I think my inspiration for getting into aviation really came from being around it as a kid. As a kid, I got the opportunity to fly with my granddad, to be around it with my mom, but I specifically remember an instance sitting at the kitchen table with my granddad, and he was like, "So Audrey, are you gonna be a pilot when you grow up?" And I was like, no, I'm not. And I would get sick if we flew in airplanes. I didn't really love it. So I got into it from the maintenance side because at the time I was like, I don't think I want to go fly for the airlines. I love aviation, and as an adult reflecting back on it, I can remember what that kid thought was cool about aviation was the aviation community and the people. And it was like, wow, I want to be part of that even if I'm not in the sky flying. And so maintenance kind of gave me that pathway. So Double M Aviation is a general aviation aircraft maintenance facility. We're located at Lakeland International Airport here in Lakeland, Florida. And so what we focus on are certified general aviation aircraft. That means Pipers, Cessna, Beechcraft. And the really cool thing about what we do is that 90% of the aircraft we work on are what we would call owner operated. So the person flying it is the person that owns it, is the person that makes sure the maintenance is done on it and coordinates everything. So we're kind of able to establish that relationship with the customer. For us, it's going in with these aircraft that are approaching 50 years old and maintaining them to such a standard that when the pilot gets in, when he puts his family in, when he takes his daughter flying, he knows that everything that can be done has been done to keep that aircraft as safe, as airworthy as possible. We have a really phenomenal staff. We worked really hard to bring the right people in. We're passionate about people having their licenses. Everyone that works on an aircraft at Double M has at least their A&P license. In addition, out of our 15 staff members, 6 have their IAs, their inspection authorization. That's a huge ratio. And so it's really just that commitment to education, to learning, to constantly staying up with what's going on in the industry, and then letting that flow over into our work. To get your A&P license, the FAA has 2 pathways that it allows. You have the traditional pathway, which is to go to school and get your license. Typically a program is going to look like 14 months, more or less, to have the hours logged, receive the certificate, to be able to go take your writtens and take your orals and practicals. So at the end of that schooling, you're going to have 3 written tests you have to pass: your general, your airframe, and your power plant. Then from there, you're eligible to go and have your oral and practical exam by an FAA designated examiner. And you're gonna sit and you're gonna have a conversation with them, and it's gonna be a conversation. They're gonna ask you questions, and what about this? What if you saw this? What would you do with this? And then you're also gonna go to an aircraft and they're gonna say, tell me what's wrong. Give me 5 squawks that you can see on this aircraft. And then you might go and they say, hey, safety wire this bolt for me. Whatever that looks like. After that, you have your license, and it really is genuinely, truly a license to learn at that point. School is going to teach you the foundation, the basics, the theory. Then you're going to go out into the workforce and actually begin to learn practical, hands-on stuff. The other idea is the OJT, or on-the-job training. This is more of an internship where the responsibility is really more on the individual to go out and find a location that would be willing to take on an intern. They have to log a certain number of months to be eligible to then be signed off to take the same tests that school would have signed you off for. So the hiring landscape in the maintenance section of aviation right now is phenomenal for students coming out of school and wanting to get into maintenance. There are not enough technicians. The airlines are looking for technicians. Private jet companies are looking for technicians. General aviation, we're definitely looking for technicians. I was just at a school recently where the graduating class, 100% of the students already had job offers. All they had to do was graduate, finish the test to get their license, and go to work. I think one of the things I really love about women in aviation is how passionate they are about shining a spotlight on all the different career opportunities within aviation. even within just maintenance, we have so many opportunities. You can work on the floor. That's great. I mean, that's phenomenal. You like to work with your hands, grab some tools, work on the floor. But additionally, somebody has to answer the phone when customers want to call and schedule it. Somebody has to do the billing. Someone has to do the parts. Someone has to do the line and the moving the aircraft around. There's so many opportunities. And it's not just, for me, it's general aviation. It's fixed wing aircraft. But when you get that A&P license, you can work on a light sport aircraft, you can work on a helicopter, you can work on a jet, you can work on a blimp, you can work on space shuttle. It's one license, and literally the world is open to you. There's so much support available from your local Women in Aviation chapter. There's a mentorship program that you can get involved with, and it directly is going to connect you with other women in your local area that are either doing what you want to do or have been in that stage of life, and to give you that one-on-one real advice. Also, your Women in Aviation chapter is going to know about scholarships. Scholarships are huge. And you're going to hear people say this over and over, but it's so true. There are so many scholarships that go unawarded because no one applied. Our chapter in Lakeland offers 3 scholarships a year. We've had years where only one person has applied to 2 of the scholarships. That's just money sitting there that people have donated that's ready to go to somebody that we can't award because no one applied. It really takes all of us working together to make aviation succeed. And that's what's amazing about the Women in Aviation chapters, is everyone is welcome. If you want to be a pilot, you're welcome. If you want to be a mechanic, you're welcome. If you want to go into admin, you're welcome. Just come and be a part.